Radio. It's your boy Tony G, Big Blue, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Got a great show ahead of you. A lot of stuff got to talk about. We always say we only got an hour. We didn't get a chance last week to talk about the NBA Cup,
Yeah.
or a lot of stuff. Now the Cup's still going on. Is that correct, or was it?
Yes. Let me check. I think it's still going on, but I will check to be sure. Because I know that the San Antonio Spurs and OKC, those guys are destroying. They are destroying things in that cup challenge. All right, checking the cup bracket. Well, I guess December the 16th is the championship.
It should be tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. on Prime Video. We got number 3 New York Knicks versus the number 3 San Antonio Spurs. So that should be a good matchup.
And that's for the actual championship?
Yes, that is for the championship. It's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada, of course. And you got the Knicks against the Spurs for the NBA Cup mid-season championship.
Okay, that'd be good. I know right now in the standings, not including the cup, um, Detroit is leading and OKC. OKC's 24-2. They're on fire.
Wow.
They have
Yeah.
a legit shot at breaking the Golden State's record.
hmm
I think at
Because they
24 and
do
2.
right, and they do everything. They're relentless on defense, and they get down the court on offense real fast, so they're able to transition and score points. Team chemistry. Every time someone after the game, somebody walks up to the mic, the whole team stands there. It's chemistry, and it's hard sometimes in NBA, especially now in the NBA when there's so much me going on. To see them guys, to jail like that, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem for a while.
Yes, I totally agree. And you saw the. I mean, I know that it's still early in the season, but Cleveland was such a high hope last season, and just barely over 500 this year. I mean, we're only 27 games in. I mean, it's
Yeah,
nothing but I'm saying still though. I mean, Detroit's 20. Remember we talked about Detroit last season? We said, man, these guys here, they can go.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And
they got something going.
yeah, they're 20-5. They're 800 percentage. I mean, the Knicks are right there at 720. The
hmm
Celtics are. It goes Celtics, Orlando, then it goes Toronto, Miami, 76ers. Then the Western Conference, it's Oklahoma by so much. And Rockets are still in there. The Lakers are in there. San Antonio's in there, Minnesota. And like I said, it's still very early in the season. I think another 30, 40 days in, I think you'll start seeing some people falling to the bottom and they're going to stay there. Milwaukee's even having problems, 11 and
Yes,
16.
11 and 16.
Talks
Their
of
super
trading.
right. The
Yeah,
superstar is wants to leave where he wants to go. He's probably not going to end up going. He wants to go to New York. He's not going to go there because they're not going to give up uh Jalen Bronson, which is probably what is Milwaukee's going to ask for. And then how
sure.
is that going to work if Giannis got to have it and Jalen Bronson got to have the ball?
Yeah,
So
that's
there's
true.
that dynamic. But I know Carl Anthony Towns would probably be he would probably have to move if they want Giannis in New York. But I doubt if Milwaukee would do that. They would probably do it for Giannis because he did bring him a championship, but they probably wouldn't want to send him to no rival. That they got to see him. You know, if they want to advance in the East, but
So my
pretty
question
interesting
is,
to
is
see where he goes.
my question is, they can't make him happy there. Like, what would make him happy there? I mean, some more teammates that he feels like he can win a championship, correct? And
Yeah,
that's what I got
right.
out of it. So
Yeah,
wouldn't it be cheaper to keep him and just get him some help?
yeah. Cheaper to keep him, get him a coach because Doc Rivers not, and I don't understand it. I take nothing away from his accomplishments, and I think that for his run, he was one of the top tier coaches in the league. I just feel that in today's NBA, I don't think that he's registering because although the teams have winning records, they don't go far.
Right.
So I'm not really sure what's going on with the dynamic with that other than they're going to need a younger voice or something that can somebody that can connect with these guys.
I agree. There, like I said, I would try to I would just try to make him happy and keep try to build some kind of dynasty there, or at least get another
Yeah,
championship or something. I mean, I wouldn't just go, oh, okay. But the last couple years, it doesn't seem like they've it doesn't seem like they've tried to surround him with more greatness or try to make some moves to go, hey, we're going to spend some more money. Um,
right.
but again,
And
that
then,
is a small market.
mhm.
Um, but Golden State's the same thing. Golden State for a long time was irrelevant for
Yeah,
decades. They were
yeah,
irrelevant.
yeah,
And then things started coming around, and I mean, obviously they've made they got four titles. They've been
hmm,
relevant for 15 years. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Um, so, but maybe the organization has done all they want to do. I mean, we
right.
talk about that a lot. Maybe that's the extent of what they want to do. Um, and
Yeah, because
I feel bad for the fans
yeah,
because they're the ones that
because
always
you had to go through that phase. You had to go through a phase where after the dynasty, you got to rebuild. So that means you start from scratch. And I think they're doing a great job because they're bringing in youth that can help with Draymond and with Steph that's getting up in age. But
right.
for the most part, it's going to be a reboot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely a reboot. So let's switch over to football. A lot of crazy things, some really bad injuries. You guys
man.
saw the Parsons deal. You saw Patrick Mahomes. Hate to see anybody like that. And both of those injuries are probably a year. I would say it'd
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
yeah,
they're done to
before
probably
we
about this time next year.
next year.
Yeah,
Um, so which I'm sure things are going to change, but we'll get to that. Now the Thursday night game, Friday, I did a drop and I said, hey, man, hats off to Kirk Cousins. He pulled out Thursday night game. I
yeah,
mean, they won. The Buccaneers, I mean, five in a row they lost. I mean, they're really kind of struggling.
mhm,
And the Falcons came in and pulled it out. And on the road, they don't travel well. I mean, there's a
right.
lot of things. Kurt's filling it. I
Especially
mean,
Tampa
yeah,
Bay. They don't play well in Tampa Bay for some reason.
and they did. They
But
came
they
in.
pulled it off today, right?
Yes,
Well, they pulled it off Monday.
yeah, 29-28. And I think, let me pull that up real quick so I can see what we got here. And Baker threw one interception, but
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins threw for 373 yards
look
and
at him.
three touchdowns. Yeah,
Look at him. But he'll do that. He'll
he
do
will
that.
do
He'll give
that.
you one of those games, and you be like, "Oh well, guess that franchise tag worked out after all." And
Yeah,
then the real Kirk shows up
and what's
in the
crazy is,
playoffs.
man, that would have been like a plus 1,000 or so. I can't remember what
Yeah,
he was for plus three for three TDs. I think it was like plus 500, and then the over 300 was another stupid one. Um,
yeah,
but hats off to them. That's where the prop was, the over hit. Um, the Bears and the Browns, they had their way with Cleveland. We weren't really surprised there.
yeah. We were
Um,
surprised there. We figured them out, and then look at. I know we're pressed for time, so if we have time at the end, then I'll go into detail about the whole Cleveland Browns fiasco and what's the new T coming off that sideline. But we can keep
Okay.
going with scores.
Yeah. So Shakor had he had three interceptions again. He's still new to the league. It's going to be, but I see some stuff I really like. I think with some work, he definitely could be a very good
Yeah,
quarterback. He has some skills.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Going to the Ravens, kind of surprised that Joe Burrow and company
Yeah.
didn't score any points.
Wow. He's frustrated. He's frustrated, Tony. They got to
Yeah,
get it right up there. He's taking a beating, and then to lose to your division rival. I mean, every football team in the AFC North is a division rival, but Bengals and Ravens is one of those ones. And for them to goose egg it, yeah, yeah, they're gonna have to do some major overhauling up there.
they so but Henry had a good day, 100 yards. Lamar only threw for. They played Raven football, and I mean, didn't move past the ball a lot, just enough. Was real accurate. So they they handle their business, and we all know Cincinnati needs a lot of. I mean, Joe Burrow needs a lot of help. Um,
Yeah.
Kansas City, Los Angeles Chargers
Mm.
going to the injury with Patrick Mahomes. Had
Yeah.
a yeah terrible. Gardner Minshew came in, put up a couple little 22 yards, had an interception. This
Yeah.
was a close game. This was
Yeah.
and Justin Herbert had an interception. I don't think I don't know. I know he's got an arm, and there's some stuff he definitely has some skill. But man, it's just he can't shake that. What I mean, just can't shake that interception thing.
Yeah. He
Um,
is pivotal, in this in the fact because of course our quarterbacks throw interceptions.
yeah,
It's just the hype of it's he throws them at the bad time. Anytime you throw an interception is a bad time, but it's like with him, it's like you see where you think he can project to, but then when you get these type of games, it's like kind of makes you want to pull back. Every time you like, okay, he's starting
right.
to become what we're projecting, and then he has a game where it's like, where's your progression go? Where did it go? But yeah, I'm on the fence, Tony. I still want him to be one of the greats
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
you can see it, but it's not consistent.
Absolutely. Now, next game, the Bills and the Patriots. This was a heck of a game. The Bills down 21-7, came
Man, I
back.
watched this game.
That was,
I
I mean,
amazing
yeah, Josh Allen really, I
MVP,
mean, yeah,
MVP.
yeah.
Period.
So quick, interesting fact, and this is something I should have known, and I didn't know. So there, Saturday, I was listening to a show I like to listen to, and a caller was like, "Well, I don't understand why the Patriots are getting plus, and the Bills are the favorite," and kept pushing. They got the best, and I was going along with him. I was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to figure." And then he goes, and the guy was like, "Yeah, that's fact. You're right. They do have the best record. Fact. They are playing at home. Fact. They did beat Buffalo Bills. You're right. The three, yeah. But here's the facts that you didn't know. What other team did they beat this year that had a winning record? Fact. The only one was Buffalo Bills. They only
Wow.
beat one team with a win.
Yeah,
So, and the guy was like,
absolutely.
"Hey, their schedule's soft, and that's why they're not." He goes, "Now they're going to play them again, and they're going to win." And I was like, "Wow, that's pretty." Sure enough, they came. Buffalo, they were handling them, and Buffalo came back in the thing. So it really kind of made me wonder. And I started looking back at the games, and they had a very soft schedule. You know what I mean? And not taking anything away. You play who they put in front of you. But again, it's if sometimes the things line up in the NFL just right,
Yeah,
I mean, your tier teams, they look a little better than maybe what they are. The Bills still have a long way to go,
yeah.
and the Patriots still ain't no joke, but they
No,
definitely
they're not
lost.
going anywhere. But
No, Commanders and the Giants. It was a good game. We said it was going to be a good game because it's a
mhm.
conference game.
Right,
It was
right. Conference game.
21-29. Um, so it was a good game. The Giants too. They're going to get another first round draft choice. The
Yeah.
Giants are. There's no. Um, and Dart looked good. He threw one pick, but you know, what I mean, still not bad. Marcus Mariota played well. 200. You know, had a TD, no interceptions.
Yeah.
Um,
Solid play. Good
so
solid play.
yeah, solid play. Yeah. Going to Robert Show. Okay, and then man, the Raiders and the Eagles.
When
We
talk
said
about
the under. Man, Kenny Pickett, 64 yards. I was like, oh my God,
64 yards.
64 yards. I know, right?
And and yeah, our armchair quarterback over here, as I sit on my comfortable chair and I laugh and mock, these guys that lay it down on the line. Look, I have the utmost respect for all athletes. I was one of them a long time ago, but 64 yards as a NFL quarterback, y'all, these guys make these guys make enough money to play their sport for a living. You got sometime or another, you're gonna have to face what you are and just, act accordingly.
Yeah, they need so many things, and they're gonna get some draft choices. Hopefully they'll pick up some more defense to flatter their defense,
Mhm.
to help him out, and maybe pick up a quarterback. Yeah, there's a lot of lot, just a lot. But the Eagles won. We already kind of knew that. Jaguars, Jets, Jaguars 10-4.
Hey, look at the
Giving up.
Jaguars.
Yeah, look at the
Look at
Jaguars.
the Jaguars. They
The
beating
spread
up,
was a
they
little
beating up on
high.
some, yeah.
Yeah, the spread was a little high, but they covered it.
Hmm.
So hats off to them. And then you got the Cardinals and the Texans. Texans are 9-5. They beat the Cardinals. We already kind of knew that was going to happen. That was another one we gave
Yeah.
you. Um, and CJ Stroud, solid day, 260 yards, three
Hmm.
TDs.
Hmm.
Jacoby Brissett had one interception, 250 yards, three TDs. He had a good day. I mean,
Yeah,
really,
yeah,
they
yeah. He had a good day.
just couldn't put it together to get to put some more points on the board and to pull off a win. The Packers and the Broncos, good game.
Good
We
game,
saw him. He got hurt. Parsons got hurt. He's out for the
Yeah.
rest of the year. Um, Jordan Love
Yeah,
had
it
a
was
rough
terrible.
day.
That
Yeah,
was
Jordan
terrible.
Ruff had a rough day, two interceptions. Bo Nix, there's one of the days where Bo Nix looks great. 302 yards, four TDs, no interceptions. Um, so definitely, definitely, the Broncos are looking good. The
Yeah,
road
definitely a
may go
good
through,
outing
but
and
yeah,
good a good and playing poised football. That was a good win for them.
and they beat a good team. Can't take
Mhm.
that away. They beat a good team. The Lions and the Rams. This had
Man,
overwritten all over it.
man, did it.
The Let me see. And to be honest with you, Jared Goff had a good day.
Yeah.
338 yards, three TDs. Stafford had another. He threw one interception, but this game going into the half was 24-17 Detroit. And
Mm-hmm.
then LA came out, popped them with 17, took the lead, and then it went, and then it got, like I said, 34-41. That's a score away. These two will meet again in the playoffs. I have that.
Yeah. And Dan
I ha-
Campbell is going to have to search for offense and defensive coordinator.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because feel like he shouldn't be the play caller. He has to have a excellent staff. But that's what happens when your staff is good, they get jobs, you know. So but he's got to get him someone to run that offense. He's got to be the overseer, the motivator.
Right.
But
I agree. I agree. I
yeah,
agree 100%. Um, but it was a great game. We knew it was going to
great
be. And
game.
like I said, the over was written all over. They both can score a lot of points. And I think the Lions bring out the the fireworks when they play the Rams.
Right.
How about your Saints
The Saints.
pulling up another
Saints
win?
go
Ty-
marching in to Carolina, and they beat Carolina 20-17. The Red Hot Panthers,
yeah.
and that's why me and Tony always talk about, division games. And sometimes, division games are the hardest games to figure out because they're going to show up and play because they know each other. They play each other twice every season. So, they know most of the plays and how they run and what they like, what they dislike. So those division games in any of the divisions, they're going to be tough games. But that NFC South, it's like everybody's playing spoiler. Everybody's playing
Yes.
spoiler.
Everybody is. Tyler Shue, I mean, he had a decent day. I mean, 272 yards, one TD, no interceptions. Um, Bryce Young, I mean, he didn't have any interceptions. 163 yards. And it, like I said, it was a good game going into the half. Carolina was up 10-7. Um, and then coming out, going into the fourth, it was 17-10. And then New Orleans put up 10 points. And, you know, I mean, just enough to win. So a win's a win. On to the next one. Good for them. Got a nice win, especially against a good team that was kind of trying to get into the playoffs. Okay, okay. Just trying to Titans and 49ers. This was pretty tight. And this goes back to what you were saying
Yeah.
that, these teams that with the record, I mean, going into the half, it was 17-10. And then um, they put 14 on them, and then it looks like they're going to run away with it. And the Titans come back, put 14 up. I mean, it was a good game. I mean, they're 2-12, and they gave the um, they gave the 49ers all they could ask for. But it was a good game. Now the next game was the Colts against Sam Darnold and Sam
Seattle
Darnold
Seahawks.
and the Seattle Seahawks. Now
Old Man River.
I picked Seattle, but I lost on the point spreads, even though I moved it. They
Uh,
managed to hang close because going into the half, to be honest with you, Indianapolis was up 13-6.
mm-hmm.
Then going into the fourth, it was 13-9. And then they kicked a field goal, and then they kicked five or three more field goals. It was pretty. I mean, it was a Jonathan Taylor had a nice day running, um, but a lot of people were giving him a hard time about. I mean, he came back, he played, he didn't do. Um, but definitely one of those. Definitely one of those things. I mean, he's 44 years old. He came back,
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
so I guess the research was true, that he was familiar with his offense and he runs the same type offense at the high school that he coaches at. So he's familiar with the coach. But to get out there at 44 to get on the field and, after not doing anything with football for what, 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5.
5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let's let you know that these guys, they still got it. They may not have, they may not physically, they may not have it all, but that was a shock
He's
to
gonna,
me. I didn't think it was
yeah,
gonna go as well as it did.
he's gonna play this coming up week. Um, and it just goes to show you there's. I mean, but where do you get another quarterback? I don't know what you
Yeah.
do. I don't know what they. I mean, I'm sure they have a backup. Going into the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings.
Mm,
So JJ McCarthy, who has struggled at times, had a good
yeah.
day
Yeah.
through one interception. Dak Prescott had a good day. 294 294 yards. Williams rushed for 91.
Hmm.
Cowboys are now 6-7-1.
Yeah.
Minnesota's 6-8. Neither one of them are going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think they're just playing for pride at this point. Like I said, this was a good over game, and like I said, Dak is great about hitting his player prop, his
Hmm.
yards, because they can move the ball. There's absolutely no, and CeeDee Lamb's another great prop um, that you can use. Pickens Pickens is all depends on what they're giving you on his yardage.
Yeah.
Is it, depending on whether or not about using him. So we got about a minute left. Tell us about what happened in Cleveland.
In Cleveland, a report came out that apparently Shadur, his quarterback wrist, the wrist with the plays on it.
Yeah,
Apparently, the wrong play sheet was put inside of his wristband. So for the first few drives of the first few drives of the game, he was running the wrong plays that they the plays that I guess the plays that they practice, but he has one with the game plays on it, and I guess the wrong one got put in there, but it got fixed. They asked
how
him
does
about
that?
it in the press conference. Yeah,
How does that happen? I mean, how does that
exactly.
happen? I mean,
So where's the sabotage coming from? You know,
I don't, I don't
it's
know.
it's
Well,
it's
good.
it's, it's obvious, and
Yeah, he handled it well. That's
yeah,
part of being a champion. You just
yeah,
got to handle it. So I'm hats off to him.
yeah,
All right.
but yeah,
When we get back, we're going to go over our picks for the week. Got a lot of good games, a lot of meaningful games in the in this week. Everything's getting to be can't lose another one.
yeah.
Remember to reach out to us at Facebook, on Sportsbook, or on the KM Radio. If you have any kind of events you want us to look at, work or anything work with the station, they do all kind of community services. All right, guys, we'll be back Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Tony G, Big Lou, the Sportsbook on the biggest station in the land, KM Radio. Where we go ham.
And
Cam Radio, it's your boy Tony G, Big Lou, the Sports Book every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Got a bunch of picks. See if we can do pretty good. We did pretty decent last week and the week before. A lot of good player props. Um, First game Thursday night. This is going to be a tough one.
mhm,
LA Rams, Seattle.
yeah, Rams Seahawks in Seattle. So
In
you got a
Seattle.
13th man. Both teams are 11-3, fighting for division, top of the division, and fighting for that playoff spot as well.
And it should be cold and rainy,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
brings me to the under. I like the under. Um, Passing yards, you can get Sam Darnold. His average is two. This is why I like the FanDuel. Um, his average is 245. You can get
Mhm.
him at 230 at minus 125, which isn't too bad. Matthew Stafford, his average is 265, and you can get a 220 minus a 220 at 152, which isn't bad, or a 230 at 118. Because, like I
Yeah.
said, weather can be a very big factor here. Is it
Yeah.
rain and cold? And
Yeah.
yeah, but there's a lot of good props on the actual game itself. I I like Seattle at plus. I'd take them if I could move it around. I would try to move it to three. I think this is going to be one of them games
Hmm.
where a field goal could definitely, um,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah. Absolutely.
and Sam's having a good year. Uh, and the Rams are one of the teams to beat. But we know they can be beat because we saw it last. I mean, it's like they can be beat.
Hmm.
Um, Philly at Philly and Washington again. This is another
Yeah.
division game.
The division game.
Yeah,
Philly on the road.
Philly on the road.
Uh,
Not playing the greatest.
not
Not
playing the
play.
greatest. Too much mouthing going on. It's time to show up on the fields. Too much talking.
Yes, I definitely, I definitely, I definitely agree. Um, I think, but I think Washington's going to play them tough.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be cold. It's going to be
Hmm.
nasty. It's just going to be a boring game. Not boring, but I don't think you're going to see a lot of fire. I mean, you're going to see some, but this is another one I kind of like the under.
Hmm. They're gonna run
You could,
Saquon more
yeah, I
this
think
game.
I'm with you there. I
Hmm.
like Saquon anytime touchdown. His,
Yeah.
oh, it won't break me down on the. Oh, wait a minute. Um, won't break me down on the his. Sometimes in the beginning of the week, it won't give you all the props. Don't know why.
Right.
I'm not. So, but I would definitely check his props,
Hmm.
see what he's got. But do like the under. You got Mariota's going to be the quarterback. I don't know. You'd have to look and see what his average is. But might be some action there. And this next game, yesterday in the morning, I would have gave you a different answer.
Yeah.
That I'm going to give you the answer now. Chicago Bears, Green Bay. I think
Mm.
without Parsons, I think Chicago. I like Chicago because he's the difference in putting the pressure on.
Right.
That's the
And they're gonna have that running lane. So they're gonna be able to run the ball more and take Caleb out of harm's way or keep him from having to make that that on the spot. Um,
Yeah. This is huge, and this is what we
yeah,
always talk
yeah,
about
making that
because
on the spot decision. Yeah.
the thing is, like we're saying, is yesterday morning I would have gave you a different answer.
Hmm.
Last week I would have said, "Oh yeah, I like Green Bay to come back and beat them in Chicago," and now I like Chicago to beat all because injuries. This time of year it
Yeah.
gets in the
Yeah.
injuries, and the weather is not going to be nice there.
Mm-mm.
Not saying it's going to snow. That's why I said this time of year, you guys got to start googling what the weather's going to be like. Is it going to be rainy? Is it going to? Because it's going to be cold,
Hmm.
um, and that's where the over under depending on the weather. It don't always stop it.
Hmm.
I mean, we've seen some of the East Coast teams. I mean, they're throwing the ball like it's sunny out, so it doesn't
Hmm.
always stop it. But a lot of times it can play a factor.
Hmm.
And I like Chicago, and I really do.
I
I
do
like
too.
Chicago at home
I
because of
do
that
too.
Parsons
Yeah, with Parsons
injury.
not being in the middle to shut off those running lanes, yeah, they're going to give them the business. I think they're going to. I think Chicago's going to run heavy. They're not going to make Caleb do anything that out of the ordinary, and they're going to try to control the clock and the run game in this one. I think.
And that's what they should do. I mean, that's how they should take advantage. They should take advantage of that injury and try to exploit that side
Hmm.
as much as they can. And and just take full advantage. I mean, that's the name of the game. If you get a matchup, if you get something that you feel like is a good matchup, that's what you want. That's where you want to take advantage of that. I mean, that what Bill Belichick always used to say. You know, they're all
Mhm.
about matchups and who you can get. I mean, that's the name of the game. So I think they'll expose. Uh, I think they'll expose that side of the defense, and I like Chicago. Plus, like I said, I would if you can squeeze it out to three. And like I said, this line can change. Keep an eye on it. Um,
Mhm.
but I definitely like the Packers. Not the Packers. I'm sorry. I like Chicago at home.
Chicago. Yeah, Chicago.
All right. Okay. Next game is the Bills and the Browns.
Mm,
The Bills have to play their game and not play down to the Browns. No
right,
disrespect. Um,
right.
they need to play their game. Um, and don't forget, uh, Cleveland has a good defense. They're not
Mhm.
anything, not anything to be taken lightly. Um, but usually the offense just puts them in such bad, I mean, they give the other people with the interceptions, the fumbles, and they
Yeah,
get
they put them right back on the field. You know, they got
put
to
them
keep
right
them
back
off
on the
the field.
field. Yeah,
Right.
and give everybody short field, which is makes it a lot easier for a whole lot of it's always better to be on your 30 than my 20. You know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
trying to score a touchdown. Um, take a look at Josh's props. Look at Cook's props. Look at anytime touchdown. The overs 42. Um, they could easily put some points up, and even Cleveland, because again, Buffalo's defense is not the greatest. The only thing is Shakur's still um, filling out the NFL. That's the only thing. One, two, three. Um, that's the only issue. But I look for him to go over 150 yards this week. Remember, I said that 150. Um,
150.
yeah. All right, the Saints and the Jets. What are you thinking? You thinking you guys could go on a two game winning streak or what?
They should be able to pull this game off because they won the last two against division opponents, and also it's the Jets.
Correct.
They're always rebuilding. So heavy on defensive pressure. Um Keep the game simple, and they should be able to pull this off.
I agree. I definitely I definitely agree. They should be able to. They're playing at home.
Hmm. So they got momentum on the side.
Yeah, I mean I agree with you. They
Jets
should
coming
definitely.
from they're coming from high elevation down to the humidity of the south. Well, not so much humidity now, this time of year, but it's different.
Yeah, it is definitely it is definitely different. I think, but like I said, I think the Saints should have
Yeah, they
a
they,
good
they should
day
have a
playing at home. Yeah.
yeah. I say it probably I don't know, anywhere from I say probably 3 to 10 points, maybe.
Okay. Okay. And some of the or they may all, but I know some of them you actually can pick the spread of winning. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
3 to 10. So that's
Yeah.
always a good. Tell them Luke said three. Luke said 3 to 10. That's something to play with. Trying to pull up. And the next game, and I think I may surprise some people when I give you I'm trying to pull up something.
Uh-huh.
Uh, so the next game is Tampa Bay Carolina Panthers. I like I like
Mm,
Carolina Panthers because I know some people will be like, well, they lost three in a row or four in a row and they can't lose. Man, that's not true. That's not
that's
true at
not
all.
true. They have the
Yeah.
same record at 7-7, both the Bucks and the Panthers. They right now they have the same record. They're playing for top spot in their division, And the Panthers are at home, and they know Baker and the Bucks.
Yes, this could be a the unders of 45. This is gonna be a tough. This is gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a conference
Mm-hmm.
game. Um, and it's I just like I like the Panthers because I think what's going to happen, Lou, is I think by game time there'll be enough money put on the Bucks that they'll give you might be able to get the Panthers with 5 or 6. I just do. I
Mm-hmm.
like them. I like them. Hey, they got the same record,
Yeah.
and Tampa Bay is just struggling right now, and I don't know exactly why. I can't really. I mean, things just are out of whack. Um, for some reason, they were playing they were playing with such sync in the beginning of
Mm-hmm.
the season, and
Yeah,
then
they
all
had
of a
the
sudden,
momentum on their side.
yeah, I mean, it was like, oh man, Baker's just da 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 da.
Yeah, they were looking like they were going to run away with the NFC South,
Right?
you know, and but it didn't turn out that way.
No, it didn't turn
Carolina
out
won't
like
lay
yeah.
down. They
No, they
won't lay
won't.
down. They keep getting back up.
So on that, and Baker may put you may look at Baker's yardage because
Yeah,
he's still been putting up some numbers. I mean, if you can get him for, you know, I wouldn't bet him for 300 yards, but I would bet him on 250, 230, somewhere in
hmm
there. I definitely would do. I definitely would do that. I like so that's another one. Kansas City and the Titans.
Mm.
Who
A
does
lot of
Kansas
the
City?
lot of the
Who?
football gurus are picking the Titans to win this game.
I'm not against that. Plus 3.5. I mean,
Yeah, because you got
who
Gardner Minshew started
for Kansas City?
for Kansas City. So I think they're gonna go. They're gonna think they're gonna go run. They're gonna try to run the ball and try to keep it short and sweet for him. But I see a lot of 3-and-outs in the entire defense against the Titans.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, they're favored. I know
Hmm
Tennessee is. What's the record, Lou? 2-12.
Yep, Tennessee record is 2-12.
Well, they've been into some games that we've talked about that they've been in the game. You know what I mean? Like they really
Hmm
were in the game. They just couldn't find a way of winning the game, but they
Right,
were 6, 8. But they just couldn't they just couldn't win. Um,
right.
oh, so we'll look at that. I like I said, that's a I'll look at
Yeah,
that
I'm a
come game day.
yeah,
The
check.
over's 37. I mean, they ain't that they don't think they're gonna put up a bunch of points.
Right. So make sure you guys check the stats if you're doing player props. Check the stats of the player throughout the entire season. Compare their high games and their low games. You know. So do your research. Do your research because if you do like me and you bet off the whiff, you're not gonna have a good Sunday.
Not gonna have a good Sunday. Now the next game is the Chargers in Dallas.
Mm.
What I do love is I love Dak's yards. I mean, Dak
Yeah.
is a player prop phenom. CD
Mm-hmm.
Lamb, when he wasn't hurt, he's another one. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, you can get him at 70 yards. They're just great money makers. You know, you kind of lose sight of who's going to win the game or anything because you're just trying to make money off the props. You know, it's like I'm just trying to make money off the props. Um, and and then you look at the Cowboys are actually favored,
Mm-hmm.
and the Chargers have a way better record, or not a way better. What are they? 10-4,
Yeah. Chargers are 10-4, Cowboys 6-7-1.
but they are playing at home, and Chargers are
Yeah,
coming
but the
off a
Cowboys are playing in Jared World. So the Chargers are gonna have to bring it.
pass
Hopefully
yards. Let's
their offense can work out whatever they got going on with Pickens and those, I think it's a mental thing or, just probably diva wide receiver stuff. I think he's gonna show up and play.
You know what's weird is, isn't it weird how Pittsburgh, because he comes from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Think about how many stars that Pittsburgh had in the last 12 years that they just let go.
yeah.
And it's weird because every time they do it, you go, they just did it. Antonio Brown. I mean, just a lot. You're like, but every time they do it, that player usually goes, does well, and then crashes,
Hmm.
which is really, really strange. Um,
Yeah, it's just what's allowed in the locker room, what's allowed by the staff. A lot of things are probably allowed. So when they had these crash outs, nothing I can't speak because I'm not in that locker room and I'm not there day to day, but it just seems like from the optics, it seems like there's more stuff that's probably allowed than need to be.
Probably, yeah.
And I think that's where it comes from.
And I agree. I do. I do. I do. I do.
So there
But
has to be a little bit more clamp down on that.
I like the Cowboys. I mean, I like Dax yards.
Hmm. I
Um,
like the
he's
Cowboys in this
averaging,
one too.
yeah, and I like the over. If you can maybe, because the Cowboys are going to put up some points, and I think the Chargers could put up some points. Um, I think they could easily put up 20 apiece plus. So I like the over Dax yards. Like I said, this has got a plethora of player props everywhere. Um, Minnesota Vikings at the Giants. Um, I like I
Mm,
like the Vikings. It's going to be a good game. You're going to be surprised that the Giants come out and they play them as tough as they do, but they'll
right.
find a way. They'll find a way to lose. Um, what they're kind of what they're kind of known for. Um, but I think I like the Vikings. The over's 44 and a half. I'm not
Mhm.
real fond of that, but I definitely like the
Mm,
Vikings.
yeah.
Here's a here's one too that I think is going to be interesting. Um, the Jaguars and the Broncos. The Jags,
Hmm.
what's their record? 10-4,
Jaguars are 10-4. Broncos
and
12-2.
12-2.
They
I'm
playing
gonna
in
tell you,
Denver.
they are playing in Denver. I like Denver, and one of the main reason I like Denver is you got Jacksonville coming from where they're coming from, coming up to
Yeah,
Denver.
yeah. They're
It's
coming from
cold,
Florida, and you're going up there with that thin air. The
yep,
air's thin up
and
there.
I really like Denver and under the circumstances.
Yeah.
And I think Jackson. I think if the Jaguars were playing Denver at home, I would give you a different answer. And I don't think I know I would give you a different. I'd be like,
Right.
huh. Um,
For the same reasons.
for
But Denver
as
coming down to the humidity. Thick air is what it's called down here.
so
Big color.
Bo Nix averages 232.
Hmm.
You can get him for 230 at 138. I mean, there's some action here. Definitely on the I even like I like the under at 45 and a half. Because I think Sean Payton will keep it. I think he's going to put some points on. I think he's going to run the, I mean, he's
Oh
going to
yeah.
run them through, just do what he does.
Hmm.
Um,
On the ball, and Van Joseph is probably going to be um, heavy on the blitz to try to get Trevor Lawrence off rhythm.
I agree. I agree. So I like Denver in the cold.
All right.
Atlanta Falcons, the Cardinals. Um,
Yeah.
can the Cardinals? I mean, can Atlanta win two in a row with Kirk Cousins? And the sad part is yes,
Yeah.
because
They could.
Kurt will give you three good games. I mean, he can give you three good games in a row, and you'll be
Absolutely.
like, "Holy cow, this is
Here
why
we
we
go.
paid him." Yeah,
Yeah. Here we
and then
go. Here we go.
yeah, and then it'll swip, and you'll be like, "Oh wow, we're back over here." It was like, "Yeah, this is why it didn't work out."
Yeah.
So I ride with the and he could have a really good day passing
Yeah.
because Arizona should be pretty decent weather. So I like the Falcons -2. You could check out his. Let's see what they got. Atlanta's getting 70% of the money right now,
Wow.
which is yeah, which is a lot. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's still early, but yeah, the
Yeah.
Raiders,
I
Raiders and the Texans, man. I mean, Houston.
I go
The only
Houston.
question. Yeah,
That time of the year. Houston is one of those teams that they'll be off and on all season, but when it gets down to this time of the year, when it gets to crunch time, they'll show up and they'll kick out about 3 or 4 good games on you where they can win.
yes.
And
With
and it looks like they're trending up. They're finally the switch clicked on for them.
Well, they're the number one defense in the league. Bottom
Yeah,
line, that is shut down defense, and the Raiders don't have any kind of offense. So I don't really expect them scoring any points. That's why the under is 37 and a half. Because they're not expecting much neither. Um,
no,
so I do like the under, and then the Raiders are 14 points. That's a lot of points, but man, they've been so bad.
yeah, they just getting getting slapped and beat up all season. So what do you what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
What
Just
do
hit
you
the
do?
reset button and maybe keep Gino on as a backup. Maybe not sure, but he's definitely not started. But that's Gino. He'll start off, and you're like, okay, clicks. Then you get those other games, you're like, okay, same old Gino. So it's toss up with that. But I think Houston's gonna pull this one off. They're at home,
Oh,
defense
absolutely.
better, players
Oh,
better. Brock Bowers can't do everything, and I think is he still hurt? Is he injured or is he?
I don't
I'll
know.
check and yeah, I'll check that and I'll let you guys know on the sports break.
The next game, which is a game has a lot of meaning for a lot of different teams, is is Patriots and the Ravens
Mhm.
is a huge game. Number one is
Yeah.
the Patriots are trying to keep that um, to winning the division.
Hmm.
Um, Two, Baltimore's trying to win their division. They're both in a tight fight.
Hmm.
Baltimore's trying to make the playoffs.
Yep.
Um, I think they're going to try to play exactly the way they played last week. They're going to run. Lamar's going to be limited, about
Hmm.
150 yards, 160 yards.
Yep.
And
Heavy on Saquon.
yeah, heavy on Henry. And then,
Oh, Henry. Henry. I
yeah,
get them mixed up sometimes.
yeah. And so check out, like, this is another one. Drake May, I mean, he is having a good year at
Phenomenal season.
VIP. Yeah. I mean, his
Phenomenal
average
season.
is 254, but it'll be interesting to see how he does this week. It's not the same Raven defense that it used to be,
Hmm.
but it's a good coached. So, and you already know they're eating up film, just going, okay, we see what he does, because
Yeah.
there's some truth about they only beat one team with a winning record. You know what I mean? That's
Hmm.
100% true. They beat up on a lot of nobodies. Um, and I wouldn't say that the Ravens are a nobody.
Right.
So I like the Ravens. Um, they're -3. I don't know about that. I play around with some yardage on Drake May and Henry. Um,
Hmm.
Monday night game is San Francisco, Indianapolis. I think Philip Rivers will play okay,
Hmm.
um, but still not good enough to beat the 49ers.
No,
They're going to try to
because
put, yeah,
yeah, and with and with Robert Sala back running that defense. So, they're gonna come, they're gonna be flying, they're gonna come and they coming with they're coming to beat some guys up while they're there.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see what that offensive line is about, protecting Philip Rivers, and hopefully Philip can get that, get the ball down the field quickly
I
because,
think he's got to. I mean, he never was a big mover and runner. Um,
right.
always had a good arm though. Um, always had a good arm, and the spread's only 5.5. I'd make it 5. Um, and then look at some Purdy, not Purdy, yeah, some different props that you could take. Like I said, these Purdy 250 at two. Philip Rivers, they got him at 120 yards. He starts off at 150. At least they don't have anything to base it off of. So he had 120 yards, I guess. Year to date, 240 is Brock Purdy. I mean, just check out some props. Go from there. But I like San Francisco going to the Dome, Indianapolis, beating up on the Colts. And that's our pick. Remember to go over everything on Sunday. Make sure you check all your weather. Make sure you check your injury report. A lot of things change by Sunday. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We got another Tuesdays in the books. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. However you celebrate Can Radio, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Tony G, Big Lou, the sports book every Tuesday night on the biggest station in the land, K-Ham Radio, where we go ham.
And